Hi dear public, we are group number 6 and we are going to talk about strategic planning. The strategic management or planning is a process in which we have to establish strategies to achieve some goals. So this process is to change and improve something, in our case the educative institution.
The main purpose of a strategic management process is to set and achieve long-term goals and objectives to help organizations in order to ensure their overall success with sustainable competition strategies in the market. It provides a systematic approach to decision making and ensures that an organization is proactive, adaptive, and focused on achieving long term success and growth. This process requires continuous monitoring and adaptation to stay relevant and responsive to changing conditions.
Planning involves establishing the mission and vision and the objectives of an organization. It is about defining what we want to achieve and how we are going to do it. Organizing involves ordering and distributing resources appropriately. It is also involves assigning responsibilities and roles to people. Leading involves guiding and motivating the members of the organization to work together towards the success of the organization. Control involves monitoring how tasks are being carried out. Monitoring helps us to ensure that everything is working as planned and make adjustments if necessary to achieve the goals.
Continue with institutional analysis. Within strategy planning, institutional analysis is very important, for which some tools allows us to make a strategy diagnostic to make a appropriate decision to achieve organizational objectives. The first tool is SWOT. Through this tool, we can explore the positive, negative, internal, and external factors that have an effect on the institution, with the purpose of elaborating a strategy, a study in which the strengths, opportunities, weakness, and threats of the entity are identified. Okay, the second tool is a problem tree. The problem tree is a great diagnostic tool because through its analysis we can find solution by mapping the problem. At the time of diagnostic, this diagram allows for a comprehensive diagnostic of the institutions, a reality of which to plan, incorporating the viewpoint of all the participants that make up the institution. And finally, both the SWOT and the problem tree are part of the starting point of the strategy plan. In addition, they are great resource that help us to identify the problem.
So after identifying the problem, we have to start the plan. The first step is the goal setting. In this part, we have to clarify the vision. So, it is important to think, measure some issues, and establish a short-term and long-term goals. These goals are focused on a solution and on how the problem is going to be solved.
This step provides the necessary information to make informed decisions and develop effective strategies. It's important to collect as much information as possible from various sources, and the analysis should focus on understanding the needs of the company and identifying the initiatives that will help the company grow. It's also important to list the strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities of the organization that may arise along the way. This step is fundamental because the obtained information will influence the two next steps.
In strategic planning, it is essential to create strategies that allow you to achieve the established objectives. During this stage, we analyze all the information collected, identifying the areas that need external intervention and the difficulties that the company face. Based on this, we select the most suitable action plan to overcome the challenges and move towards
The
success.
strategy implementation. This phase is the process of turning the strategy plan into action. This operational phase is the strategy management process. And there are important factors that influence the success of the strategy management process, such as the participants, their responsibilities, their commitments, um, who will to take the initiative, and the future result, among others. And finally, it is important to mention that if the overall strategy does not fit the required needs, this is the phase is the right time to make adjustments and establish a new structure.
And the last step is the strategy monitoring. It is focused on the evaluation and the control of the process. It is a performance measurement to determine if the strategy functions or not. Also, it is important to take into account that this assessment means the need to carry out a self assessment, which includes a self analysis, self regulation, self control, which leads to assess the performance, the progress, and the results of the process. So, if at the end these steps fail, go through the strategic management process again.